You're still watching After Business Morning. Welcome to Global Business, where we take a look at business news stories from around the continent of Africa and indeed the rest of the world. My name is Ubong Kings, and here are the headlines making the rounds. We're starting off in Africa, where it's reported that Egypt has resorted to gas import as natural gas plummets. And away from that, moving on to the global economy, where it's reported that Microsoft is globally affected by Crowdstrike glitch. And still from the foreign scene, Netflix surpasses subscriber expectations. We'll bring you details of these news stories and more right after this break. Please stay. You're still watching Global Business right here on the After Business Morning, and we like to begin from Africa, where it's reported that Egypt's natural gas production has fallen to its lowest level in over 6 years amid rising demand due to scorching summer. Earlier in May, the country's output was nearly the weakest since February 2018 based on data from the Joint Organization's Data Initiative. This decline indicates that Egypt will have difficulty replicating the gas export boom of 2 years ago and will likely need to rely more on imports of liquefied natural gas. Meanwhile, Egypt used to be a big gas supplier for Europe, but now it's struggling to keep the lights on at home during the summer, where they need to import $1.18 billion worth of mazout fuel oil and natural gas to address the ongoing power cuts. Although gas currently supplies most of Egypt's grid needs, the government aims to generate 58% of its electricity from renewable sources by 2040, up from 20% today. However, achieving this goal will require significant funding to upgrade and expand the grid to support the new renewable energy sites. Now, if you ask me, let's look at the story quickly. If you ask me, some few things strike me in the story. Now, I would like to say they bring a number of concerns to the fore. Now, apart from the fact that Egypt is facing a Herculean task of keeping lights on, there's something worth mentioning, which is that although gas pretty much currently supplies most of Egypt's grid needs, the Egyptian government is aiming to generate, listen to this part, generate 58% of its electricity from renewable sources by 2040, which will be up from 20% as recorded today. Now, to me, this is huge. This shows a whole lot of proactiveness on the part of the Egyptian government. Now, the fact that there is a plan to generate 58% of its electricity from renewable sources by 2040 warms my heart in more ways than one, because even though achieving this goal would pretty much require significant funding to upgrade and expand the grid to support the new renewable energy sites, this is laudable. But the question that comes to mind really is, how much renewable energy financing are we doing in Nigeria as a country? Oh well, I rest my case. I'll let you be the judge of that matter. Moving on to other business news stories, and this time from the world of tech. It's reported that Microsoft has been affected by a glitch which was caused by a corrupted update issued by cybersecurity company Crowdstrike, which caused computers running Windows to crash, causing havoc across the world, and has estimated that around 8.5 million computers around the world were affected by the recent global IT outage. It's the first time that the company, so to speak, has put a figure on the scale of outage and suggests it could be the worst cyber event in history. Moreover, the company says that while the bug affected less than 1% of all computers running Windows, the broad economic and societal impacts reflect the use of Crowdstrike by enterprises that run critical services. However, Crowdstrike's CEO George Kurtz apologized for the chaos and said that the company had issued a fix and that computers were slowly returning to normal, but warned that it could be some time before all systems began to run normally. Now, for the sake of context, we're going to be taking a look at a report, this certain report that was put together by WCNC. And when we return, we'll talk about it. Please stay.
It is a massive computer outage affecting all corners of the globe. Not a cyber attack, but a software update gone bad, affecting Microsoft Windows computers using Crowdstrike cybersecurity software.
Crowdstrike is aware of reports of crashes on Windows hosts.
Among the first affected, global airlines, their screens suddenly showing the so-called blue screen of death, from Thailand to Portugal, Spain to Scotland.
And I think it's fair to describe this as organised chaos at the moment.
Every 15 minutes we kept getting these text messages. Your flight is delayed a half hour, your flight is delayed an hour, your flight is delayed 2 hours.
Major airlines grounded flights, with Flight Radar 24 showing U.S. airspace thinning out as endless lines wound through airport terminals.
We received no, you can't get through to the airline. I don't think it's even in their hands.
Passengers here reporting waits of up to 4 hours waiting in a line that stretched to the end of the terminal.
We're deeply sorry for the impact that we've caused to customers.
The CEO of CrowdStrike, which pushed the software update, appeared on Today.
So we know what the issue is. We're resolving and have resolved the issue.
But it wasn't just airlines and airports. Hospitals were also knocked offline. Nurses switching to paper orders.
We can't scan the medicine to make sure you're not allergic to it. We can't scan the medicine to make sure that it's even yours.
Many hospitals forced to cancel procedures. Alison Balo's father was supposed to have open heart surgery.
They called and said that due to a global IT outage, they had to reschedule the surgery.
Also affected banks, 911 systems, trains, buses, and subways, retailers, FedEx and UPS, court systems, and driver's license offices. New York's governor trying to reassure the public.
There is no risk to personal sensitive information that we're aware of.
On X, Microsoft said it's working closely with CrowdStrike and across the industry to safely bring their systems back online. Doesn't this speak to a vulnerability that you have with Microsoft Windows, that one line of code could break down the entire system?
There is no vulnerability based on our knowledge. What we understand right now is that the CrowdStrike update itself was flawed in how they accessed the system, and that is what has caused the global IT outage.
We'll bring you updates on that story as it unfolds right here on Global Business. Of course, you're still watching Global Business right here on the Afia Business Morning on Afia TV. Kindly join on conversations right on our new Afia Business YouTube channel. Do well to type in the search bar www.youtube.com/@Afia Business. While you're there, do well to like and subscribe for notifications on all business-related content coming to you from Afia TV. Up next will be more business news stories from the world of tech and the rest of the world right after this break. Stay tuned. You're welcome back to the Afia Business Morning right here on Afia TV, and you're still watching Global Business. Now to the rest of our stories. And there's still on business news stories from the world of tech. It's reported that Huawei Technologies has filed a lawsuit against one of the world's largest suppliers of application processors for smartphones and other types of consumer electronics, MediaTek, for alleged patent infringement. The case was filed at a Chinese court and is believed to be one of Huawei's efforts to increase its revenue by collecting licensing fees and royalties. Although MediaTek confirmed the lawsuit in the filing with the Taiwan Stock Exchange, noting it would not significantly impact the company, but declined further comment as they did not reveal the nature of the allegations or which patents were involved. Now, the truth is this. Let's just look at it real quickly. The truth of the matter is this. This is illegal suit, this legal suit, so to speak, is a function of payment or non-payment of royalties. Bottom line, that's what it is. And stressingly, Isa Marshall Global on YouTube actually captures the essence of this particular story more clearly. Let's take a listen.
Huawei has just sued MediaTek in China, and it is quite curious because MediaTek could be an ally of Huawei after all the restrictions it is experiencing. So currently, Huawei does not have the capability to use various Qualcomm chips, and so far, it has not been seen that Huawei is interested in using MediaTek chips either. However, to be able to use them, these MediaTek chips would also need to use non-American technology for their development, and that is probably not the case. In short, this lawsuit by Huawei against MediaTek aims for Huawei to receive certain royalties for each chip that MediaTek sells, as it is using a patent registered by Huawei for the management of G, and J networks. So, Huawei has already formally initiated the entire legal process in China. Various media outlets have asked MediaTek what they have to say about it, and MediaTek has simply stated that it is not a serious issue and they will not provide more information as it will not have a significant impact on the company. Currently, Huawei receives royalties from other Chinese manufacturers that use its patents, such as Oppo and Xiaomi, and even companies like Samsung and Apple also have to pay it some royalties, which is very normal in the world of phone manufacturing. Not only does Huawei receive royalties, but also Samsung and surely other companies that are involved in the development of the smallest components. For now, there isn't much more information on the matter. It will likely be handled very quietly, as Huawei is probably just looking to obtain this benefit and is not actually seeking to directly affect MediaTek. Currently, Huawei is one of the companies that files the most patent applications per year, so it is not unusual to see this type of conflict with other companies to receive royalties for any technological development they have achieved.
And that's a story right there. We'll follow up on that story to bring you as more insight as the story develops over time. And in an attempt to end this bulletin, let's bring you this report that the world's largest streamer, Netflix, has reported second quarter earnings that exceeded analysts' forecasts in all aspects due to the success of its ad-supported tier. Meanwhile, its performance suggests that the company maintains its strength against competitors as a result of this strategic change, while their shares remained flat following the earnings report and were up 33% year-to-date at the market close. Netflix subscriber growth tops estimates as the live streamer added 8 million new subscribers in the second quarter, bringing its total users to 277.65 million, up 16.5% from the same quarter last year, compared with analysts' forecasts of 274.4 million. Moreover, the company stated its ad-supported membership grew by 34% from the previous quarter, and that it was building an in-house ad tech platform to be tested in Canada this year, with plans for a broader rollout in 2025. Let's hold up a bit and let's look at something critical here. Now, for sake of context, Netflix is an American subscription video on-demand internet streaming service. In other words, it mostly works on the internet, right? Now, this service primarily distributes original unacquired films and television shows from various genres and is available internationally in multiple languages. You see that last line right there, available in multiple languages internationally. Now, this is a unique selling point, coupled with the B part, which we saw in the story earlier, that it has an ad-supported tier, which allows you to enjoy movies and TV shows at, listen to this, at a lower price, but of course with adverts in between. You see that now? And this strategy, I tell you, it's obvious. It's obviously lower pricing, and it has helped them gain a whole lot more traction, a lot more people joining in. But then again, sadly, this is not even available in Nigeria. That's truth, should be told. Anyway, this is where I'm going to call it a wrap, and you may want to get to our new Afro Business YouTube channel and do it to kindly tap in the search bar www.youtube.com/@AfroBusiness. While you're there, do it to like and subscribe for all business-related content coming to you from Afia TV. You're still watching the Afia Business Morning right here on Afia TV. Coming up next will be a conversation on sectoral monopoly and the Southeast, using the Dangote's story as a case study. The Afia Business Morning will be right back. My name is Ubong Kings. Stay tuned.